even though I'm not the portfolio holder for adult social care in Trafford anymore, that was 2 portfolios ago, I remain very, very connected to social care. I chair the portfolio holder network for North West employers, bringing together politicians to discuss what I feel is a really, really important area for councillors to be aware of. You might not think it, but I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why it's so important and why I'm always going to kind of bang the drum for this, really. So as Dave said, my name's Councillor Jo Harding. I've been a councillor in Trafford since 2011 in a variety of roles, opposition, scrutiny, and now we have control of the council. And I now have the wonderful role of having the portfolio of finance, which nobody wants at this current time, do they? But I just wanted to explain a little bit about some personal reasons why I think it matters as well. I'm a bit delayed this morning because a week ago last Friday, my daughter's dad had a massive heart attack and has been in intensive care for the last 8 days. And it's when something happens to you personally, you start to realise the systems that are at play and how our residents that we represent as councillors and the people that you work with have to navigate such complex systems, really. So Gracie's dad is currently in intensive care in the cardiac unit at Manchester Royal. And thankfully, he's now off the ventilator. But because of what's happened, we don't know what his recovery will be like. So straight away, I go into professional mode thinking, what does he need? What's it going to look like? How are we going to navigate this? How are we going to find out what he needs? Because my daughter at 19, even though she's next of kin, is going to really struggle to think about things that he's going to need to make decisions on his behalf. Because right now he hasn't got the capacity to make those decisions and we don't know what that will look like for the future. So I guess the message I want to give you is that you might not think this will hit your door. You might not think you will ever need social care. You might think it's just something that only impacts on older residents, somebody who has to go into a care home, etc. It is not, and that's one of the things I have always championed about social care. It can impact on any age group. And the whole point of us making social care fit for purpose for our resident is that we want people to live independent, fulfilling, rich and fruitful lives. And unless we change what we've got right now, that's probably a long way off in the future for some of the residents that we represent. So I did just want to share that with you so that you understand it isn't just a political reason that I feel so engaged in this. My gran also had dementia and did go through the care home system. And again, I had to navigate things like home care for her, then watch her deteriorate and try to find a home care that met her needs. And I saw how the workforce were just crumbling under the pressure and all of those things that are very difficult to navigate. I'm a professional. I can have those conversations. Not everybody can. And I think it's our role as councillors to be conversant and fully up to speed with what social care means. And that's why I've been so pleased to be involved in this research project, because the aim really is to bring social care to life, councillors. So councillors don't just think it's about older people's care, that they recognise it's about supporting younger people. And not everybody will need healthcare at any point in their life. Not everybody will need social care for all of their lives. So we need to change the narrative. We need to change what we think about social care. And we certainly need to change the way it's funded, it's delivered, and how we amplify the case for a really good reform of social care across the country. So I'm not going to say any more apart from that. I guess I'm renowned as a councillor that likes to tell a story. So I do always come in with a bit of a story and something that I think is relatable, because unless we make this subject relatable, we're never going to change it. So it is important, and I'm really pleased that we've got Joan and Adrian with us that I think will make social care more relatable today. And I know we're going to hear more from Joan and Adrian a little bit later. So I'm going to hand over. We've got Gillian, Chief Exec, North West Employers, and I know we've got Andrew Burridge from North West ADAS who have helped support this project. But I want you to take one thing away, the councillors that are in the room. You need to go and knock a few heads together in your council and get councillors involved in this, because we've got some really excellent training and a toolkit available to equip councillors to understand more about the role you play. And we don't know Why? Well, I think I do know why, because councillors will say we're busy, it's time constraints. I know that, but sometimes you need to prioritise things that are important, that matter to us, and this matters to us. So if you are a councillor in this room, go away, speak to 5 of your colleagues and tell them this is really important and we want them to be involved in this, because this research matters and we hope it's going to change and improve the way social care is thought of over the future.